All right, Harmon, it's Mr. Keys. This is one of our first skilled lessons that we're going to work on today. Originally, I had planned for us to be using beanbags, but I know there might be some students that don't have beanbags. And you know what? That's perfectly fine. That's okay. You know what you could have for this, the only equipment that you're going to need, somewhere to do it. I'm just using my front room because my kids are all over the place otherwise. Then you need some socks. So I just grabbed a pair of socks. I'm going to roll them up. That's going to be my ball or beanbag, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, so first thing we're going to do is work on our locomotor moves. Locomotor is our body in motion. And so we're going to start doing that. Our focus, or something you should be able to do at the end of this, is travel in relation to objects. So move your body in a variety of ways in relation to this ball or this beanbag. Okay. All right. So hopefully I got my screen bent down to where I want to see. We're going to try to do it for about 30 seconds or so. All right. So first thing you're going to need to do is make your beanbag or your ball or your sock ball or your sock beanbag. Put that on the floor there. Okay. All right. Our first focus we're going to do is we're just doing walking around in our area here. So I want you to practice just walking. You can practice walking over your beanbag. You can practice walking around your beanbag. So we're just walking. Something that defines or makes walking different than running. When you're walking, you always have at least one foot on the ground at all times. All right, next one we're going to do jogging. So you're jogging around the area. All right, so now we're getting a little bit more active. I want you to practice jogging over the sock. Over, around, you're just jogging. All right, next one we're going to do, we're going to focus on jumping over our beanbag. Jumping is on 2 feet. So when you jump on 2 and land on 2. Jump on 2, land on 2. You can practice jumping forward. You can practice jumping backwards. You can practice jumping side to side. Remember, you're trying to take off on 2 feet. All right, next one we're going to look at is hopping. Hopping is on 1 foot. So again, I have my beanbag or my sock ball here. I'm on 1 foot. I'm practice hopping on 1 foot. So hopping over, forward. You can practice hopping backwards. You can practice hopping side to side. You can practice trying to hop really fast. It's all good to you. Practice that hopping on 1 foot. All right, so those are our locomotor movements that we're going to do today. I want you to practice, probably spend about 5 minutes doing those, all those different ones that we just talked about. All right, we're going to now move on to the next part of our lesson. All right, next part of the lesson, I'm going to call toss and try. And our outcome focus or our goal here is that we can catch a soft object. So our soft object is our softball. And our goal is to be able to catch it and use it. All right, first one I want you to try. I want you to just try just tossing your sock ball or your beanbag or your ball or whatever. And I want you to clap 1 time before it hits the floor. So at least 1 time before it hits the floor. All right, do that a couple times. Make sure you can do it. Then your real challenge here, see how many times you can clap before it hits the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I got to 4. All right, and this is also a good way we can practice counting. So in and throughout our lessons, we're going to integrate other subject areas such as reading, math, language arts, different things like that throughout the whole time. All right, next one. This one's pretty easy progression. I want you just to clap before you catch it. So clap, toss, clap, catch. And so in the classroom, we'd be going around, you're tossing, clapping, catching. Toss, clap, catch. So again, you're trying to spend about 30 seconds doing that as you walk around, as you move around. One of the focus points is that you're catching with your hands. You're not catching with your body. Toss, clap, catch. Notice I'm using my hands to catch it. Toss, clap, catch. All right, how many times can you do it before it before you have to catch it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that time I got 4, I think was my max. All right, now we're gonna try, see if you can put one hand behind your back and just catch with one hand. So I'm catching with my right hand. This is my favorite hand for me. This is the one I write with. So you can start out with your right hand or whatever your dominant hand is, whatever one you brush your teeth with. All right, next, again, you'll spend about 30 seconds on that. Next, go ahead and switch over to your other hand, your non-dominant hand, the one you don't brush your teeth with. And I always tell a silly joke, or I try to entertain myself and other students. I say, the one you don't pick your nose with. And everyone goes, ew, but you know, kindergarten, first grade, we know it happens. All right, so we're tossing with that non-dominant hand. All right, here's a fun challenge. We'll see if you can toss, spin, and catch it. Tossing, spinning, catching. So you can try both directions. Toss, spin, catch. So you can try it one way, then try the other. It's called a 360-degree turn. All right, start with the beanbag, this time on top of your foot. See if you can toss it in the air and catch it. So I'm going to take my beanbag here, put it on top of my foot, going to toss it up and catch it. So maybe I'll try my other foot, beanbag on it, toss, and catch. All right, so this is our first set of skilled activities that we're going to work on. This is part number 1, and then we're going to start. You can immediately go to part number 2 if you want. If you need to take a little break, you can do that. This should have taken anywhere between 5 to 15 minutes. If you were spending about 30 seconds on each one, it would be about that time frame. So enjoy. You can listen to me and do it, or you can play some music in the background while you watch me do it.